ladies and gents, and welcome back to PBTV. We are here with the little brother of the MCX, the MPX from SigAir. Yeah, absolutely stunning bit of kit. Obviously, the MCX has been out for quite a while and has got a very, very strong following. People doing CTFO loadouts or just wanting to do something a little bit more special forces. This is the little brother, so instead of 5.56, it is obviously a 9mm platform. So we'll go from the front, work our way back, and see what this thing can do to try and find itself in your armoury. So we have a standard bird cage on the front. Most people, you can whip that straight off. Please be aware there is a grub screw on the bottom of this, so make sure that is fully removed before you take this off. But underneath you'll find a 40mm counterclockwise thread where you can put any of your little sneaky beaky devices, tracer units, Spitfires, anything like that. Coming back, we have the sort of semi-split front end, so very much like the MCX. If you've had one of them before, you remove the pin, the front end rail comes off, but leaves the top part just here behind. And again, underneath there is where you will find the pseudo battery compartment. It's not really a compartment, it's just the batteries are front wired, so they go behind the rail. A lot of people that have these are very keen on wiring this through the rail and putting a PEC box on it or something like that. Gives you a little bit more room, gives you a bit more battery capacity, and again, it hides it from view to make it a little bit cooler on the field. It is wired to it is wired to Tamiya underneath there. So if you already have batteries, make sure that you have the correct ones. This rail, obviously, you've got a couple of M-lock slots on the left, right, and bottom. You've got 3 on the left and the right, and then 2 on the bottom. So if you wanted to stick any rails, grips, lights, torches, if they are not already M-lock, you will need rail adapters. On the top, we have standard 20mm RIS. You will see it looks slightly different to the standard sort of flat RIS. It's just had a little bit more machined off it. Again, various different ways of saving weight on platforms, and if the flat part's not needed, cut it off. So coming back, we have the monolithic upper receiver. So all a single piece going into the sort of charging handle and the rail at the front, and you will notice a very, very, very small shell door here. Racking it back, it does not come very far back. A lot of people try and pull this way back thinking it comes back the same distance as most AEGs. It only comes back a very, very small amount to open up the rotary style hop. Will be very difficult to adjust with gloves on. Most people use a small screwdriver or a tool to try and adjust the hop. But once you've done, you have a lever on the right hand side and one on the left, meaning that you can drop it forward and then crack on. The charging handle is butterfly, so you can do that from both sides. Again, very, very ambidextrous. So you saw the switch there to put the bolt forward. You do have the standard ping pong on the left-hand side. You've got mag release on the right-hand side, and you have a mag release on the left. Releasing the mag, we do find the proprietary 100-round SIG MPX mag. So it's not compatible with anything else. There's no SMG5 or G&G mag that will fit this. It is a proprietary mag, so you will need more of these. And as far as I'm aware, at the moment, I've not seen or heard of any high cap or other style magazines coming. This is the only magazine that will work with this platform. A little bit further back, we find the fire controls. Again, ambidextrous, so we have safe, semi, and full auto. It is a standard sort of Virtus style version 2 gearbox in here, so if you've handled an MCX before, this is very, very similar. It's just a little bit smaller. Coming to the back, this is the sort of bit that changes its sort of aesthetic from its standard M4 counterpart. We do have the little rail section. This is the bit that everyone sort of has the opinion on of what is the best stock to put on the MCX or the MPX. The SIG one that comes on it, again, very sought after. People are definitely wanting, really liking the sort of folding, sort of full-size stock. You also get, like the MCX, you got the bar style skeletal stock, and then there's many of the sort of 5KU drop-down gas mask skeletonized stocks that go in there, but there's about 5 or 6 different options, including this and the one that's on the MCX. So you've got plenty of sort of look and vibe if you wanted to go for something very, very different. Obviously, with this being 9mm, it is highly focused on CQB when it comes to airsoft, but don't be fooled, this thing definitely performs outside. Out the box, it's coming in at sort of 345 FPS, sometimes a little bit higher, knocking on the door of 350 sometimes. I've never really seen one go over yet, but just be aware that these things are definitely close to most sight limits. Even with it being super short, it does have a 6.08 barrel, and it is 168mm in length. So it's not a massive barrel and it's not a tight bore. So this thing knocking so close to that 350 limit, if you are wanting to add some bits to it and throw a tight bore in this, be very, very careful about your sight limits and whether or not this might get a little bit too spicy for your field. Obviously, I mentioned the rotary hop and various other things. This thing is a little bit sort of creeping on the weighty side for such a small platform, but it does have that feel of very, very high quality. It's just a smidge over 2.5 kilos without a mag in it, but again, like a lot of tech out there, small, heavy things, they just feel like they're going to work. With it being so compact, so weighty, and really sort of really far back center of gravity, this thing can be thrown around corners, wielded very, very well in CQB, and people can have a hell of a lot of fun. So with it fully collapsed, whether or not in game or if you're packing it away, it is very, very neat to sort of bang in a hard case, grab yourself one of the smaller para cases. This thing can sit in there with a few mags once you've cut your foam out. This thing is just over 42 centimeters in length when it's fully collapsed. And then when you have the stock fully out and fully extended, it only goes to about 63-ish sort of centimeters. So again, not a massive platform. This thing is going to absolutely shred it through buildings, and you're going to have a ton of fun. Just stick a red dot on this, maybe a torch on a thorn tail, and just run around and have an absolute blast. Obviously, it is a standard version 2 gearbox in here, so we can't recommend anything apart from a 7.4. Running anything higher, if you start running 11.1 on this, you're going to potentially risk pre-engagement and maybe damaging gears or a cylinder. But it is an exceptionally pretty platform. Definitely thinking of adding one to my armory. I just don't know what I would want to add to it with optics. Maybe a strike fire or some sort of a vortex, a little grip, and definitely some sneaky beaky device on the front. But we hope you've enjoyed that. We hope we have shown you what the MPX is made of, and it is probably, hopefully, going to find its way into your collection very, very soon. But if that is everything for today, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in a bit. Bye.